Turn me up, Mar.
Alright, welcome back, Wavvy Gang, man, to another YouTube video.
Dumbass motherfucker.
I'm over here knocking over stuff already, like, and the video just started, bro. As y'all can see by the title, I'm basically just gonna be telling y'all different things that I've personally been seeing other waivers or other people trying to get waves doing wrong. Like I said, my name is Wavvy. If you know who I am. I had waves for over 10 plus years, like no exaggeration, bro. Since middle school, high school, all that, bro, I was literally I had the brush in my hand. If you knew me, you know I had the brush in my hand. Like the brush was like my phone. So with me saying that, I'm basically just telling y'all that I know a lot about waves. I'll be seeing a lot of different things on Instagram, YouTube, on how to get waves in 24 hours, and it only take 2 days to get waves and all that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna squash all that. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm just keep it real with y'all, you feel me? Cause y'all want waves, so it's only right that y'all know how to get waves, you feel me? Like, I mean, come on, bro. But alright, so first thing first, man, I'm just gonna explain what waves is, cause a lot of people be like, bro, like, what is waves? Like, how you even get waves? What you got to do? So look, bottom line, waves is just lay down curls, alright? Lay down curls. So think about a string, right? Like a regular string. The more that you brush that string, it start to loop like this, like little loops, you feel me? So that's basically the same way our hair is. The more that we brush our hair, you know, the more curly it get. And our whole thing is that we want our hair to be laid down. So we use DoAGG and different techniques and everything to lay our hair down. But yeah, that's basically all waves is. So if you got like a curly top, you got like real curly hair, you are able to get waves a little bit faster. I ain't gonna lie, because all you gotta do is basically just lay your hair down with a wash and style method, and then you could potentially have waves. They aren't gonna be the best. You're gonna have like a lot of forks and different things like that, but you could potentially have waves. All right, so for other people, you know, that don't have curly hair, it's gonna take a little bit longer. All right, so you basically just gotta train your hair to, you know, get curly and then lay it down. All right, so like for instance, me, my hair wasn't always curly. I had the regular little nappy hair, wasn't brushing my hair. I think at one point I had a mohawk, bro. Like, what's my folks doing? They let me walk out the crib with a mohawk. I used to like Avatar, like the little air bending and stuff like that. So I was motivated by that. But back on track, back on track. So let's just go back. So if I don't got no waves at all, right? And I'm first trying to get waves. The first step that I'm gonna do, bro, is get a cut. Now y'all see how my cut is, right? Y'all see how my cut is? Y'all want y'all cut to be a little bit lower than mine, all right? Like you basically just want to have like a fresh start. Basically, we get scalping our hair, all right? That means we got no hair on our head. We damn near bald. That basically just helps train our hair at a beginner stage, all right? So we basically do that because it helps, you know, it helps you get your waves, you know, faster, easier. Cause just think about it. Say you try and get waves, you basically got damn near an afro on your head. You gonna be brushing, combing. You ain't gonna see no progress. Your hair gonna be all messy. You feel me? So if you got a lower cut, it's like, I bet you can see your pattern going that way. You can see where your waves starting to form at. You know, it's just like a whole little blueprint so that when your hair do get thicker, it's like, all right, bet. Well, I already know how I was brushing when my hair was low, so I can just do the same thing on each stage of your hair. All right, so boom, that's the first step, man. Just the way you get your cut. You want your hair to be low when you first trying to get waves. Now the second step is the brushes, man. So not only do you gotta brush, you know, a nice amount of time, but it depends on what type of brush you're using. So it's different stages. I'll say this in my other videos too. It's 3 different stages. All right, so you got your medium. You got your soft brush. You got your medium brush, you got your hard brush, all right, boom. So this is how it works. This is how it's like a little pattern, all right, here we go. You first get your cut. When I was telling you, when y'all first trying to get waves, you scalp, you barely got any hair on your head, you wanna use that soft brush. Not only because, you know, the bristles are nice and soft, so it's not hurting your head, but you're just getting your hair worked up. That's like a little warm up. Basically, you don't got a lot of hair on your head, so the soft brush, that's cool to use, all right? So after you get your cut, say you go about like maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks, you start to get a little bit more hair on your head, right? Then you switch over to your medium brush. And why? It's because you got more hair on your head. So the more hair that you got on your head, the more that you want to upgrade. So you got no hair on your head, for real, soft brush. You got a little bit more hair on your head, you use that medium brush. You got even more hair than that, then use your hard brush, all right? So like I said, when you first get your cut, soft brush, you wait like a week and a half, 2 weeks, you know, until you get more hair on your head, use that medium brush. And then once you get even more hair on your head, you basically kind of just woofing. If y'all know what that is, I got a video on my channel about that too. But once you start woofing, you know how to use your hard brush. And then you use your comb, all right? It's like a pattern. It's like a pattern every time. When you get your cut, soft, medium, hard, comb. So that's that. All right, so moving forward, y'all got the hang of the brushes, right? Y'all know the 3 stages of the brushes. Y'all know what those brushes are for. So now to help you even like understand how to brush, you want to use a mirror, all right? Now, when I first started, I ain't gonna lie, I was a victim of this too. I was always just brushing my hair blindly, wasn't seeing where my connections was, how my pattern went, all that good stuff. I always just brushing. I said, waves, I got brush, and I'm just going to brush, all right, bet. But then once you start getting to like an elite level and understanding how everything works and how you want your own waves to look, boom, You gonna use this, it's a mirror. I ain't trying to blind y'all, but yeah, it's a mirror, all right? You wanna use your mirror. Basically, all I do is, bro, I'm just in the mirror like this, just brushing the way my hair go, all the way around. All right, and that's what I do. Every night I do that. I'm just looking at my pattern, seeing the spots that I want to fix up at, and understanding, how my pattern want to go. And it's all because of this, the mirror. The mirror, great, the mirror. All right, y'all get that. All right, moving along. Haircut, got that. Brushes, we got that. Mirror, oh my God, we on a roll. All right, so next is just moisturizers and primers. I've been getting a lot of questions on that. Me personally, when I first started getting my waves, I was using primer. All right. Because primer is a little bit thicker, it's built to basically hold your hair in place. And basically the whole thing again, waves is you want your hair to be laid in place so that your waves can start to form. So at that time I was getting waves, they had I think it was like Murray's we was using. It was like another gold can, I forget what it was that we was using. It was another blue can too. I can't think about it. It's been so long, I can't think about the exact names. But I'm gonna put them on the screen. I'm gonna put them on the screen for y'all so y'all can see which ones I was using. So when I was first getting waves, I was using primer. I was putting it around my crown area. I was putting it around my crown area. I was putting it in my hair. But the thing was, when I first started, bro, I was drawn, bro. I would literally put like 2 fingers in it. Paul, I ain't gonna say it like that. So I was putting so much on my hair, like I was just going overboard. It's like my hair was like all just clogged up with all this moisturizers. So that's the first mistake. You don't need a lot of moisturizer, primer. You literally need like a dime size. Put that in your hair like that, and you good to go. You don't gotta put a whole bunch, have your hair super laid down. Like, no, you ain't. Your hair gotta breathe. Your hair gonna be dirty. Come on, just don't overdo it. All right, just listen to me. All right, small amount, moisturizers or primer, small amount, and put that in your hair. Boom, boom, boom. That's that. The next thing is right. So you don't want to bounce around from different primers and moisturizers and all that. You want to stick to one jar. Right now, right, I'm using Blue Magic, right? It's nice, it's cool, it's not too thick on my hair. I have Blue Magic. So I'm using Blue Magic. I'm gonna stay consistent with that, right? And if I do want to switch out to a different moisturizer or primer, I'm gonna wash my hair, wash all that old Blue Magic out, and then I'm gonna switch to another one. Now you're not gonna do that every single day. You're not gonna do that every single week. You're gonna give each moisturizer or primer sometime. You gotta do like a little test run, and then if you feel like it's not working for your hair, you don't see no progress and all that, then you will switch, all right? And me personally, I like to use all natural products. As of right now, I'm using I am using Blue Magic. That's not really natural, but before that, I was using like olive oil, carrot oil, like all natural products, all right? Argan oil, all that good stuff. Boom, so yeah, that's that. So what I say, moisturizers and primer, you wanna stick with one, all right? Don't bounce back and forth. If you do, make sure you wash your hair out, and then switch, and then, what else I say? Oh yeah, only a dime size. You don't need a whole bunch in your hair, all right? Just some clog up your pores. You don't need that, all right? So I'm just keeping it a bean with y'all. So hopefully y'all not doing none of this. Y'all can avoid everything now so that y'all can get y'all waves faster, all right? Boom, bang, all right, we good. So moving along, so like I said, just a whole little summary as of right now. We ain't done yet, but a little summary. I see you get your cut. You wanna get it short. You got your brushes, but you got 3 different main brushes that you use. The soft, the medium, the hard, and then you use your comb, right? I told you about the moisturizers, the primers, all right, so we good on that. So moving on, so once you get the hang of those 3 steps, you won't understand how your waves work, all right? So then your hair gonna get thicker, right? It's gonna get thicker. So like I said, you use your hard brush, but when it's to the point where that hard brush not really doing that, you wanna use your comb. Now this is the most important part because look, when you use your comb, that helps your connections and it makes your waves deeper, right? So that's why I was saying you wanna use your mirror because if you comb it the wrong way, yeah, your waves might get deeper, but your connections might start to get all messed up. Your waves not in order how you want it. So you really just want to use that mirror and comb while you woofing, all right? Only comb while I'm woofing. Now, if you don't know what woofing is, like I said, I got another video on it. But me, I consider woofing maybe about like a month worth of hair and higher, all right? Maybe even like 3 weeks, like, you know, to the point where you really can't control it like that and it's all over the place. That's what woofing is, all right? So, all right, you woofing, right? You about to go get your cut. Now that's the most important part. I said that about the last step, right? Well, it's important too, all right? So everything important, all right? Everything important. So look, you woofing, right? You got a lot of hair on your head. So you know how I said in the beginning, how you first get your waves, you cut it super short. But when you about to get your cut, you don't need to get it super short now, all right? That was just to get your waves started. Instead of you cutting it off super low, like I said before, you'll cut it down to like a 2, all right? It's like a 2. Just go to your barber, be like, yo, I want a 2, or I want like wave length, all right? Because that's basically saying like, all right, you see progress on your hair. If you cut it so short, you're gonna cut all your waves off. So that's basically starting all over, right? So you wanna keep some hair on your head. So after you woof, you go to your barber and be like, all right, bet, I want a 2. Then the next time you go to the barber and like go through the whole routine again, you go to your barber the next time, you say, all right, I don't want the 2 right now, I want the 2.5. All right, boom, you just keep on going up and up to the point where it's like your waves is a nice length. You can control it, they deeper, and like your connections and everything is, all up to par. And that's what consider you a elite waver. Your connections, the moisturizer, and basically just the depth of your waves, all right? So I ain't gonna lie, bro, that's literally the blueprint on how to get waves. Like that's the whole little I ain't sugarcoat nothing. I kept everything up being with y'all, and literally that's all it is, the waves. The last thing, I've been getting a lot of questions on like, all right, bro, so if I do these steps, how long will it take? Well, I ain't gonna lie, bro, everybody here different, all right? There's so many different people in the world. You got straight hair, curly hair. So it depends on your hair texture and how much you brush, all right? If you brushing for like 15 minutes, a day, that's gonna take you forever to get waves. All right, say if you brushing like an hour, that's like, dang, you brushing already 4 times the first person that was brushing for only 15 minutes. So the more work that you put in, like everything else, the faster the progress you get. But like I said, everybody here different. It is a couple of techniques that will help you get your waves a little bit faster, such as the washing style, which I got that on my channel too. So if you don't know what that is, you could tap in with that. And then, like I said, all right, so look, all right, let's break it down. Woo, break it down. The most important things when getting waves, bro, is your barber, because you want to, every time you get your cut, you want to make sure that you're getting a little bit thicker each time, all right? So you don't want to cut off your progress, so I'll see your barber, all right? You want to make sure that your barber is doing his job, all right? You're brushing, right? But when you're brushing, you want to use those 3 different brushes: soft, medium, hard, pause. And then you want to use your comb, cool. And then the last thing is, what? Do-ragging, bro. I'm tripping, yo. Do-ragging, bro. I'm tripping. I ain't tell you about all right, so do-rag is basically like it saves all your progress, all right? So you do all that I just told you and don't put your do-rag on, it's gonna be a hard time getting waves, all right? Because the do-rag basically just lay your hair down and keep it in place. You save your progress. You absolutely need a do-rag. You gotta wear it every night. You don't gotta wear it all day, every day. I do, because I'm working and I'm sweating, so I don't want my hair to be all, sweated out. But overall, bro, you want to wear a do-rag. Make sure it's silky like that. No polyester, no other textures. You want to make sure that it's silky. All right, silky is the best way. All right. Let me see. Do-rag. I think we good. Do-rag. Yeah. The brushes. Yeah. The mirror. Yeah. It's like, no, but and I'm gonna leave it at that. If y'all got any questions, any concerns, any confusion, whatever, if it's bad or good, bro, just put it in the comments, all right? We're gonna talk it out. We're gonna figure out what we gotta do, and we're gonna keep on getting better, man. But like I said, look, my name is Wavvy. If you're new to the channel, make sure you definitely like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all stay thorough, stay wavy, and we going, man. Do-rag.